What's up, Spanky? It's going good. Dibbin, I'm gonna paint it satin black truck bed liner with purple accents. Purple's right here. Morning, faux show. I got the quarter panel design pretty much mocked up, at least the general idea. It might change a little bit when I make it out of metal, but basically that's what it's going to be. Yeah, the bare metal does look good, but I like everything painted black. Morning. Thanks, Chanson. Get a close up of this. What's up, Jim? Shop's kind of a mess right now. Too many things at one time. So it's pretty much the design. I'm gonna have this part countersunk into the body, and I'll put a grill inside here, like I did for the brake vents. And then it'll have these louvers to give it gap, because there has to be a gap right here when the door is closed, in order for it to swing out and open. Thanks, Jansen. Thanks, Ross Jones. What's up, Muhammad? Florida. So it'll all tuck away. In the end, I'm gonna stick my logo right here. So when the doors open, the logo will swing out. So you can see I don't even have a place to set the camera right now. Such a mess in here. You can see right here. What's up, Gary? This gap right here, this first one, has to be there so that the door has room to swing out without the panels hitting each other. So I added these louvers to take your focus off of this gap and just make a bunch more gaps. Thanks, Wee Beasley. The store is open. Links underneath my bio. Go check it out. But you can see right here, I got them to just barely clear. And then that way the door can come up without touching anything. Yeah, it'll be VW powered. Jim, out of curiosity, what's a guess on the remaining fab work? It keeps growing exponentially, but I want to do the snorkel on the back still. You can see I'm starting to mock it up right here. And then I gotta do some kind of hump and make the back taller, because the fenders are so massive, the tires are so big that when you stand directly in the back of the car, I can't really get a shot of it, it's too small in here. But when you stand directly at the back, basically the two rear tires together are as wide as the entire Volkswagen. So I'm trying to go taller to kind of make everything uniform and fit or match or flow or whatever you want to call it. So we made the rear a lot wider than stock. I mean, it's probably a good at least 6 inches on each side. So 12 inches overall wider in the rear than a stock Volkswagen. PCC wants to know what limiter am I going to install just before the door swings up so we don't damage the paint. There's a stop built inside the hinge, and it is set right now to just clear everything so it won't touch the paint. Thanks, QU. It's a 1967 Volkswagen Beetle. See you later, Jim. Susie Q. In your garage is every man's dream. It's a work in progress. I'll be building the 2276 stroker air-cooled Volkswagen engine. No, I have a normal day-to-day job. I have a career, which is why this is taking so long. I do this in my free time, you know, between work and family and everything else. I'll be running ported dual 40 millimeter MP carburetors. The motor can handle up to 48 mil, but with these really big back tires, I'm gonna need some more torque. So I'm choking down the venturi on the carburetors to get more torque, less top speed. What's up, India? PCC wants to know if there's inner panel. Let's get this a little bit closer so I can read it. If there was a lot of corrosion, no. I got really lucky. I thought there was going to be, It was very minor corrosion. The floor pan where the battery box goes in the back passenger floor was rotted out. They always rot out from the batteries leaking, and it's a pretty typical thing. So I did have to replace 3/4 of the passenger floor, and then there was minor spots in the rear quarter panels, which is pretty typical, especially because this is a factory sunroof, hand crank, so the drain tubes go into the front and rear quarters, all four, from the sunroof, and so they tend to rot out. I got a little bit of rot in all four corners, half the passenger floor, and then the passenger door at some point was caved in, and somebody popped it back out and did a bunch of body work, but didn't know what they were doing. So I'm going to be replacing that door, but I have another set of doors. Are you going to consider an FK stump puller cam to help with torque? I'll be running a FK8 cam, so it's 534 lift, I think, or 564 lift. I'd have to look. It's been a while since I pulled out the motor parts. Making Connections wants to know if the rear fender will come off for changing the tires. No. The rear fender is one piece welded with the body. I designed my own airbag system. It's full air ride. Right now it's slammed all the way down on the ground with no air in it, so the tire's tucked in the fender. Once you jack the car up or put air in the suspension, the tire swings out of the wheel well. So Ben's got one. Roman, the quarters are coming along real good. That's what I got so far. So everything will tuck inside and then swing out. The engine inlet scoops for the rear fenders. Are you talking about these? Those are decorational. They're brake vents. Air can flow through them, but it's purely for design, and they're backlit with purple LEDs. So you can see nothing touches or interferes. And then the door can swing up. What's up, Indonesia? Dang, sure. TikToker. Anything special to the engine? Yeah, I'm building a big 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. It's been stretched 10.5 inches, dropped 4 inches, full air ride, full disc brake conversion, reverse hinge front hood to make room for the Lambo hinges on the door. 16-inch wide sidewall to sidewall rear tires. They're I think they're 325/50s. Nito track slicks, DOT approved for the street, so they got a little bit of tread on them, but they're super sticky. Soft tires. Big, I think it's like a 48 offset. With spacers, 1-inch extension on the disc brake conversion each side, and then another inch on the axle. Built Pro Street tranny, welded throw out, 1-piece boots, chrome all the axles, welded second gear. This tranny I had specifically built for the race engine. There's my airbags. I hand fabricated all this drop swing link and supports and disc brakes. What's up, Mr. Savage? See, the door will stop right there. And then swing out. And then hopefully I'll be able to bead roll my logo in there. I picked this up a while ago. Still a work in progress, but it's almost there. Real excited to use this. It's gonna open up a lot of doors. I'm gonna paint it satin black, truck bed liner. with purple accents. You can see some of them here, here. Obviously it'll all be repainted. This is just mock-up. I made a skid plate for it, so I didn't bang my bulkhead when I aired out. What's up, South Africa? Chanson wants to know if I have a rendering of this car. No, I had a general idea when I started building it. It's obviously grown and changed. But it's just a work in progress. I just let the car tell me. I have a general idea of the style or type, and then I just start building, and it pretty much designs itself. What's up, Indonesia? So now that I got all this designed, I'll start making it out of metal, hopefully in about a week. Thanks, Apple user. It'll be a gas engine, Volkswagen engine. Yeah, Chad, the Lambo door hinges and everything that it takes to get them in there and hide them and make it all look good has been a lot of work, and it's maybe halfway done. Thanks, Mr. June. Halfway wants to know what case. I have a fresh cast all aluminum Autolina reinforced bubble top bored out for 94 pistons. Cleared for 82 stroke. Or actually, I think it's cleared for an 84, but I'll be running an 82. No, not a V8. 4-cylinder, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Scalpy wants to know if it's a background or if I'm in here for real. I'm in here for real. I wouldn't even know how to use a background. I barely know how to do this. Dave Brabs, what's up? I'll be building a 2276 stroker, Volkswagen air-cooled. Yeah, it's a 4-cylinder engine, but it's big bore, big valves, big cam. It'll be around 200 horsepower at about 1,800 uh, pounds. So the power to weight ratio is insane. It'll be a wheelie popper for sure. What's up, India? Yeah, I'm still building the car. I mean, it's right there. Thanks, Preston. Clayton, yes, I built this. Nah, PCC says it's one hell of a project. Definitely not an easy endeavor. No, if it was easy, it wouldn't be fun. Halfwit, I'm in Idaho. Jake says, why is it that when everyone builds a car, they always look like VW Beetles? That is a VW Beetle. Yeah, Preston. It's a VW Beetle. 1967. What's up, Olaf? Yeah, it's labor of love for sure. Mind voice. Dave Brabs, keeping the same gearbox for the power you mentioned. No, I had a Pro Street tranny built. It's a IRS converted to swing, welded throwout bearing, welded second gear, taller first and fourth, with short 2 and 3. I can't remember the gear ratio off the top of my head right now. Chromoly axles. They're extended. I think it's 1 inch on each side. What's the model of the motor? It'll be a Volkswagen engine. 2276 cc, air cooled. Juice wants to know if I have a before picture. I do. When it's done, I'll post everything so you guys can see what it looked like when I bought it. It was pig nosed, bobtailed. It had a fiberglass Baja kit on it. Pretty low budget Baja build, nothing crazy. Mostly body modifications with fiberglass parts. But I cut all that out, rebuilt the quarters for the full-size original hood, and now it's all back to all steel. What's up, Brazil? I'm doing good. Constantine? Yeah, it's kind of Mad Max Rat Rod, but it'll be finished painted when I'm done. Rendy, does it use turbo? It won't at first, but I'm building the engine prepped for a turbo up to 10 pounds of boost. I just can't afford the twin turbos right now, so it'll be naturally aspirated until I save up and get the twin turbos, and then it'll be turboed after that. I'm building the 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Thanks, Chris Miller. Yeah, PCC wants to walk around. This is about 15 months of work. It's been stretched 10.5 inches so the steering box sticks out past the hood. Disc brakes, full air ride. There's the bags. It'll be manual 4-speed. Had to modify and extend the steering, double U joint to rag joint to steering box. Built a whole subframe for the hood. Thanks, Kerman. It's factory hand crank sunroof. The vented visor. Thanks, John. The merch store is open. Link's under my bio. You can go check it out. I'm really excited to get this bead roller going. I got to finish the stand, put the wheels and feet on it. I just made a table for it yesterday. No, Jack, not a V8. Volkswagen engine. What's up, Indonesia? I'm going to paint a satin black truck bed liner with purple accents. Let's be honest, I'll be building a 2276 stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Emerson Gomez says, every day I see your car, that it is still, and it's still the same. Why does it not rust? I live in the high desert, so humidity is little to none here. It's also kept inside in a ventilated shop. I have wall fans and stuff, so the air flows through here all the time, but I also, when I first stripped it down, I sprayed a rag with WD-40 and I wiped the entire car down. So I think it's just a combination of all those things, but definitely living in the high desert with no humidity is probably the biggest factor. Let's be honest, are those slicks in the back? Yes and no. So they're Nito track tires, super sticky, but they're DOT approved for the street, so they have a little bit of tread on them. They're not full slicks, but pretty much. I'll be building a 2276 stroker. Yeah, it'll be street legal. Yeah, Aaron, no humidity in Reno. Alex wants to know what the exhaust is looking like. The engine's not built yet, the exhaust isn't on. I'm still doing all the body fabrication. But I'm gonna J-tube it, which is, I think they're like 30-inch headers cut off. Coming straight out, straight back. So it's gonna be loud. Thanks, let's be honest. Thanks for the sub. Alex wants to know any custom lighting. Yeah, all of it. There's purple LED lights inside the brake vents right there. that will shine forward. And then I have purple LED lights under the skid plate in the front, purple LED lights on the firewall behind the engine, and then there'll be purple LED lights on the runner boards. So everything outside will have a nice purple backlight to it. Justin wants to know if I've done any stretches. What do you mean? Then the headlights on the body. No. No, I haven't. The headlights will be micro spotlights. They're gonna go inside the hood scoop. The rear lights, I'm using LED strips off of a razor, and I'm gonna backlight the rear grille. So the whole grille will light up with running, brakes, blinkers, but you won't see any of the lights. Auto touch, is this your hobby or day job? No, this is my hobby. I'm a journeyman electrician during the week, and then I get in here and do this with my free time. All of this is self-taught. I have no formal training or fabrication background. I just like to build things. Engines, motorcycles, cars, signs, parts, motor mounts, I mean anything. I just thoroughly enjoy making things. The inside roof needs some custom LED stars. Yeah, Alex, that might be an option. I'm gonna do a black vinyl and probably some kind of velvet interior. Thanks, Tony. What's up, Russia? Honda Civic K20. Yeah, K series is a nice motor. Thanks, bro. I see you. Yeah, Alex, I'll consider that. The stars on the inside of the roof with the fiber optics, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, Duck VR, this is bagged. I bagged this. I got D2500 double convoluted bags in the back and air struts in the front. No, it's not stock height. I stretched the front beam 10.5 inches and dropped it 4 inches, the whole beam. So the spindles are factory, but the whole front beam is in a way different location. So it drops the front end of the car 4 inches. Yeah, son, the back tires are massive. They're 325 50 15s. They're 16-inch sidewall to sidewall. Backdoor Santa says Hondas are more reliable than most V-dubs. I can't argue with that. You're not wrong. The V-dub motor, especially this motor, is just very unique, and I like that. And if it needs a little work and tuning and maintenance and whatever, to me it's worth it. The engine's a 2276 cc. I haven't built the engine yet, Backdoor Santa. I have it in 1,000 pieces. I hand selected every piece to get a very specific amount of torque and horsepower out of it to move the big tires. And yeah, it'll be a stroker. It's 82 millimeter stroke. Big valves, I think they're 45, 35. Big cam, FK8. So it's, I think it's 534 lift or 564 lift. I can't remember. Yeah, it'll have, the case is tapped for full flow. I've got a 96 blade intercooler, and I'm adding a deep sump because it's oil cooled or air cooled, whatever. But it'll put out about 200 horsepower, and the car only weighs, when I'm done, around 1,800 pounds, so it's plenty of power. I'm in Idaho, USA. Yeah, Corey. Cousin Dave builds them in Phoenix. What's up, DM Starfire? Christopher Rainwater. You guys want to walk around? I wish TikTok had the camera flip without going into the menu. There it is. Thanks for sharing the live, bro. So, stretched it 10.5 inches, dropped it 4 inches, modified and extended the steering, double U joints and rag joints, the steering box, The front beam used to mount back here to the bulkhead, but this has all been extended and dropped. This is the task at hand right now that I'm working on. Now that I have the general shape and idea, it's time to start making it out of metal. So the Lambo doors will open without interfering with any of the panels. Everything will tuck in itself. Thanks, backdoor Santa. Factory hand crank sunroof, vented visor. Brake vents with purple LED lighting, really big track tires in the back. Full air ride, full disc brake conversion all the way around. You see the bags. All this is hand fabricated. Yeah, all the factory seats will go back in it. All factory glass, because this is not a chop top. That's factory roof height right there. So all the factory glass will go right back. No, I'm going to build a 2276 CC Volkswagen, air cooled. 96 blade intercooler, deep sump, ported dual 40 millimeters, carburetors, tapped for full flow, electric fuel pump. I got this backup gas tank, just in case I can't fit the factory one back in, but I'm gonna try and fit the factory 10-gallon back in. There's all the new brake lines, wire harness, a bunch of miscellaneous other stuff. The case is right there. Fresh cast, reinforced bubble top, all aluminum, bored out for 94 pistons and an 84 stroke. And then the rest of the engine heads, pistons, jugs, everything's up there. Chromoly push rods, big valves. Thanks, Dirt Cat. Yeah, Christopher Rainwater, a lot of time. I don't do this full time, so wish I did. Maybe someday. What's up, Odin? And I don't have any like blueprint or, there's not step by step of how to do all this. And I'm just figuring it out as I go. I have no idea what I'm doing. It'll be painted satin black truck bed liner with purple accents. No, no red. Thanks, Christopher. Yeah, it is. But I try to squeeze in time out here every weekend if I can. The past, 5-6 weeks, I think, 4 to 6 weeks, I've been super busy. That's why there hasn't been any new videos or any progress. I had a lot going on, but all that's done now, so I'll be back at it. But I do try to spend like 8 to 30 hours a weekend. It's a lot of time. I mean, in between, family stuff and yard work and all the normal obligations. Italian Stallion, what's up? Yeah, I got married and that sucked up like 2 weeks, and then I was sick for a week, and then I went to Alaska on a fishing trip for another week. It was just everything back to back to back, and now I'm trying to get back in my normal routine. Yeah, backdoor Santa. He says he's got to mow his yard today. It's 100 degrees. We're only at, I think, 78 today out here in Idaho. Finally. Thanks, DM Starfire. He says congrats on nailing the lady down. Family group says, I don't see a ring on that car. Who did you marry? I married my wife. This is my side chick. Luckily, my wife's not the jealous type. Yeah, Sabari butterfly doors. Yeah, the heat has been brutal in Idaho. It's been up over 100 for weeks, but it finally cooled down, at least for a little bit. Backdoor Santa says, bingo, when I start mine, my lady will be missing me. Yeah, my wife's really amazing. She's very understanding and knows that this is what I love. So it's not an issue because I spend a lot of time on it. It's a 1967. What's up, Dinky? 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, or at least what's left of it. real nut says his mom rides a trike with a Volkswagen engine. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Skeeter. Christopher says he needs some electrical work done out of Wolf Lodge. Got any spare time? No. No, I don't. If I did, the car would be done already. If I had more spare time. Paranoid Nobody wants to know, what did the planning process of the rear flares look like? Measure, 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 or go for it? Combination of the both. I mean, clearly you have to measure, you have to make sure everything clears, you have, you know, certain parameters, you want it to match driver side to passenger side. But for the most part, I just went with it and tried to keep everything symmetrical and flowing and not interfere with anything. The rear fenders themselves, you can go check out my videos. The fender shapes, I mean, those took me like 3.5 months. I think I built 28 different variations of fenders until I decided on those. It was a long process. Checking all the angles, when it's slammed down, how does it look? Front, back, side, above, behind, you know, like all the way around. And then at ride height, what does it look like? And then I tried to find a happy medium, because no matter what, you're going to have some wheel gap, because it has, I think it's 11 inches of travel up and down, or 10.5 or something like that. So it's a lot of space. Caesar wants to know, how did you make the ceiling molding? Are you talking about the visor? I made all that by hand. I cut a piece of sheet metal, wrapped it, traced it out with a pen. I hand bent all of the rod framework for it. You can see if we can get you a shot of this. See this pen on the floor? That was so I could make sure to get both sides symmetrical. But I literally bent all that by hand. That was before I had the tubing roller and a bunch of tools that I have now, but I did not have before. So it was hammer and a wrench and a vise, and I made it happen. What's up, Brazil? Star blocks. Now we're making this quarter panel to hide the Lambo hinge. And you can see this gap. So when the door opens, the panels don't conflict with each other. And then the door will come up. No, the front's going to be open wheel, no fenders. I'll build a 2276 stroker. Wouldn't see how nothing touches. Thanks, Backdoor Santa. Yeah, Christopher, this is my merch. You can go check out the store. The link's under my bio. got all kinds of stuff. No, it's 2276 stroker air-cooled Volkswagen engine. DM Starfire, yeah. I'll leave enough for body work, for sure. There's gonna be a ton of fiber bond and Bondo on this car. I mean, not thick, but there's just going to be a lot everywhere because of all the metal work. Yeah, shirt sizes go all the way up to 5X. They ship anywhere in the world. I think they're priced right now $15 plus tax and shipping. I kept the price of everything as low as possible just to get it out there. I've got a normal job, so making money off of shirts is not really a concern of mine. But I do want to get my name out there. No, I'll be doing 40 millimeter MB ported intakes. Christopher Rainwater, you're right next door. See you later, Backdoor Santa. Thanks, Christopher. I appreciate it. Spread the word for me. Did not realize that it was dumpster fire. That's funny. Oh yeah, you're a contractor in Post Falls. Not too far. Beto wants to know how long I have on the project. This is 15 months so far, and I probably have another 12, hopefully, before paint. Wish it was sooner, but oh yeah, you had a motorcycle accident, Christopher? Dirt or street? I don't know what I'm doing with the door handles yet. See you later, dumpster fire. I'm gonna need some kind of something to grab onto outside of the car, so, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna modify the original handles or if I'll cut in different handles. Thanks, Beto. Oh yeah, Glenister. Yeah, Christopher. If you're 50 and out wrecking dirt bikes, yeah, you should probably call it while you're ahead and just cruise the street. You don't bounce like you used to. I built a ton. A ton of custom motorcycles, chopped, stretched, hardtails, and rode them every day for a long time. But as I'm getting older, it's not that it's not fun, it's still fun, a lot of fun. But I'm kind of evolving in life, and I'd like to, you know, be able to have wife and kids and cruise around and all feel cool, you know. Thanks, Marshall. Chris says he had a few cocktails and tried to jump the aqueduct on his dirt bike. All bad. What's up, Billy Long? grab my breakfast real quick. What's up, Thumper? Expedition, Tahoe, or Yukon? Probably the Yukon. I'm not a Ford fan. What's up, Christian? Yeah, Jesse, I do all my own work. What's up, random guy? The only thing I didn't do is I had the Pro Street transmission built for me, and then I'm getting the seats reupholstered, but I'll do the rest of the interior. All the plumbing, wiring, I'll build the engine, all the fab work, airbags. Daniel wants to know what I drive daily. I drive a new Tacoma. Well, it's I guess it's not that new anymore. It's a 21 Tacoma. What's up, Will from Brazil? Bandit wants to know what I'm eating. Fried egg on avocado toast. What's up, Supermatic, Brazil? What's up, India Leva? Billy Long, how many tattoos do you have? A lot. I think right now it's almost half my body. Working on the other half. James wants to know if the head tattoo hurts. All tattoos hurt, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the process, so I keep getting them. What's up, Lug Gahandi? 15 months I've been building this. But this is my this is my hobby, not my career, so I'm not out here full time. Christopher said he got his armpit tattooed and he won't even do the other one. Yeah, I've got them. Not a big deal for me. So far, in order, ankle bones suck. Bad. Really bad. The ankle bone is probably the only one that after, hours and hours of tattooing, I couldn't even hold still anymore. Luckily, it was done, but I was really close to tapping out on the ankle bone. And then elbows are probably next, and then your sternum, the breastplate. The rest of them everywhere else, I didn't even really notice. I mean, compared, They hurt, obviously, but it was completely manageable. The Bug's a 67. I'll be building a 2276 cc stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I've got it down into my armpit, but I guess the bottom half isn't tattooed yet. Wrist bones, arms, fingers, between the fingers. None of that really bothered me. The ankle bone. Again, the ankle bone. Literally the worst. I'm glad I only have 2. It's 1967. Yeah. All the way down. I'm working on this leg now. So it fell in 2024. Yeah, I got shoes. Go check them out. The link to the merch store is under my bio. Thanks, Scott Keller. For the shoes, I'm not sure what size they max out at, but as far as I know, it's every size. You can go check out the store, they're in there. I'm pretty sure they got a 15.5. But holy shit, that's a big foot. I'm eating a fried egg on avocado toast. Christian Bear, what's up? What's up, South Africa? Yeah, Red Fox, go to my page. Tons of videos. Scott Keller's eating eggs and liver. Sounds good. see all the gap clearance. Mark wants to know when I'm finishing this project. It'll probably take me another 12 months. Jared, these are scissor doors, not butterfly doors. They're Lambo doors. Thanks, LDS. I'm gonna build a 2276cc stroker, air-cooled Volkswagen engine. Around 200 horsepower. I think it's 185 pound-feet of torque at 1,800 pounds for the car weight. So. Unknown turbo or NA. It's going to be NA, dual 40s, ported intakes for now, but I am building the engine prepped for a turbo. It can handle up to 10 pounds of boost. Eventually I'll get twin turbos to put on it, but the twin turbo setup for it, the one I want, costs about half as much as the entire engine. And I just don't have the money for it right now. So we're gonna run an NA until I save up for the turbos, and then I'll slap the turbos on. Yeah, I'll be running big valves, big cam, 94 pistons, 82 stroke. Thanks for the follow, Valkyrie. What's up, Mexico? Christopher Rainwater. How much will you have in it when it's done? That I don't really know. I'm building this for me, so I really haven't been paying attention. But think I paid, $2,700 for the car originally. So with that, the tranny I think was like $3,000 or just under. The engine is, I think it's gonna be around like 8 to 10 grand, and I have to build it. That's just for the parts. Boy, and all the stuff, you know, that includes fuel pump and just everything. Cause I'm adding a lot of stuff. You know, the intercooler and the deep sump, and I mean, there's just a ton of modifications to the engine. But if I had to guess, cost-wise total when I'm completely done, it's definitely gonna be probably around 30 grand. In the 20s for sure. No Nap says, what'll it take for car manufacturers to start making shit like this again? I don't know. Yeah, these brake vents, so I made, you can see right there, I made drop brackets, so purple LED lights shoot out of here like wings. If you go to my page, go back at some of my older videos, I have a mock-up of the purple lighting, and you can check it out. It's pretty cool. But, so these will drop in. And they bolt on. I just realized I could unmirror. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, it's a 1967 Beetle. What's up, Brazil? Yeah, 1914 with nitrous. Fuck. Yeah, Lambo-ish doors. They're scissor doors. Yeah, the engine I'm building is it is Pro Street, but it's going to be turned down a little bit for drivability because it is a street rod, a cruiser, but I wanted some power. It's a 1967. PCC wants to know if, yeah, it'll be rear engine. PCC wants to know if I have any future builds in mind. Yeah, I already have the next build. It's out back. It's a 1982 Volkswagen Rabbit diesel. So as soon as I finish this one will move out, that one will move in. And then I'll start planning the one after that. Wiley wants to know how long the sheet metal work took. This is 15 months of design and building in my spare time, so not full time. You know, a few hours a week to, you know, up to 20 hours if I had a long weekend. Yeah, Baja bugs are cool. IB Ghost wants to know where I learned to metalwork. I didn't. I'm all self-taught. So all this I figured out myself. I have no formal training. I just like to build things. So if I get the tools, I research, I figure it out. What do you say? Mara inherited a 73 Super Beetle. Don't be scared. Just chop it up, figure it out. There's no mistakes in welding or fabrication. There's just more welding and fabrication. Because whatever you do, if it doesn't work, you just cut it off, do it again. Like these rear fenders, I did those for months until I figured it out. 28 different variations. Yeah, no naps. The fenders came out good. I'm still gonna put an 1.5 inch vertical lip on the face. I just haven't got to it yet. Moved on, but I'll come back to it. I spent so long on those fenders that once I got that and was happy with it, I just kind of walked away to take a break from it. But I'll get back to them. I'll get that front lip on there just to finish out the edge, you know. Yeah, Jason Donahoe. It's a lot of metal work. This, the hinge shroud, the front quarter panel is going to be hands down the most complicated piece that I've done yet. It's a lot of moving parts to make sure that nothing hits. So I'll be working on making that metal next. But in the meantime, I'm gonna try and finish this bead roller stand. I just made a table for it yesterday. I got a telescoping stand. I fabricated that so it'll raise up another 18 inches. Excuse me. But I got to get the legs and wheels on it so I can start learning how to use it. I have no idea how to use it. I've never used one before. I understand the concept. I've done a lot of research. It seems pretty straightforward. I'll just need some practice. But I'm really excited to start using that. That's gonna take the metal work to a whole nother level. Instead of flat panels or molded panels or bent panels, I can actually do my own floor pans and do firewalls and decorative pieces and all kinds of stuff. Really excited to use that. But again, that's going to take up time, and it's time I'm not going to be building this, but I think it'll be worth it in the end to figure that out. So, hello. What's up, Razor Boy? Hey, as a fan, thanks for being a fan. So there's going to be a lot of new cool content coming. I know you're my biggest fan. Especially on the bead roller. I want to bead roll my logo into the visor on the top of the car. And I want to bead roll my logo into this quarter right here. So it'll tuck in when the door is closed, but when the door opens, you'll be able to see the logo right here. Yeah, it's stretched 10.5 inches forward with a 4-inch drop. Thanks, William Holt. Gangston Cashwell, what made you choose a VW platform? A lot of things. One, for a car, for a complete car build, they're fairly cheap in comparison to like, you know, like a Nova or a Chevelle or any American muscle car. They're pretty affordable in that aspect. It's still not cheap, but it's cheaper. On top of that, they're unique. They're literally one of a kind already. To start out with, stock, rear engine, air cooled, rear wheel drive, transaxle, swing axle, and then the shape of them. They're different, very different, and I like that. Thanks, Cashflow. H Ford, get that go-kart running. Go tear it up. Back built, 1967 Volkswagen Beetle, air ride, disc brakes, stretched, widened, Lambo doors, reverse hinge front hood, vented visor, tons of work. Yeah, Woody Mac. It is what I like. Dominic Witzel says, is this only for looks or is it going to have some power? It's going to have plenty of power. I got a Pro Street built tranny. I'm building the 2276cc flat 4 air cooled Volkswagen racing engine. So 200 horsepower and the car only weighs 1,800 pounds. So it'll have plenty of power. Yeah, H Ford, I'm working on my go-kart right here. Yeah, rolling burnouts. Yeah, these are 325 50 15s track slicks, but they're DOT approved for the street, so they're super sticky track tires. The car should pop wheelies and do burnouts just fine. Thanks, H4. I appreciate it. What's up, phone? Yeah, it'll be 200 horsepower. It's a lot for what the car weighs. Thanks, Kelly Morgan. Yeah, I built the doors to open that way. The hinge itself, I did not make. I bought the hinge, but there's a ton of fabrication to make it work. I could have made the hinge on my plasma table, but cost versus time just to buy them. The hinge itself already made. Yeah, Woody Mac. Power to weight ratio does make a big difference. I mean, it's huge. If it doesn't weigh anything, it doesn't take much to make it go fast. No, I'm not doing a V8. I'm doing a 2276cc flat 4 air-cooled Volkswagen engine, a stroker. Yeah, I'll be taking it to car shows. I'm also going to build a little motorcycle trailer off the back, and I have a show bike that I built, and I'll be trailering the bike on the Bug to the shows, so I can promote my channel and my skills. Tim O'Connell wants to see my show bike. I don't have it here right now. It's being stored. I don't have room inside here. I mean, what you see is what you get. The car barely fits in here with the tools. I don't have a lot of space. But I do have videos of it. You can go back on my page and scroll back a few months, and I posted a video. I mean, there's more on there if you keep going back, but what's up, South Africa? Been working on this for about a year and a half. My show bike's a 1977 Kawasaki KZ 400 that I hardtailed, stretched, dropped. A lot of modifications. It's a 1967 Beetle. Phone says he has a custom Rabbit convertible. Yeah, I just picked up a Rabbit diesel. 1982 4-door. That I'll be building next when I'm done with this. What car shows do I go to? I go to a lot. I'm in Idaho, USA, so I hit all the local ones here. I don't really have time to travel right now. Tim's got a 05 Boulevard. Yeah, one of my favorite bikes was a Suzuki Savage. I think it was a 87. I got a video of that on my page too. I chopped and hardtailed and stretched that one. I'm in Idaho, in USA. Yeah, H-Ford's in Florida. So the biggest VW shows are in Southern California, and they're huge. They're like 30 square miles of Volkswagen show. Devin wants to know if I'm a mechanic. Yes and no. I'm a self-taught mechanic, engine builder, fabricator. What's up, Germany? Wants to know what's your favorite car? Right now, this one. Christopher Knight says I'm having too much fun. He's jealous. Yeah, here in Idaho, there is a Volkswagen scene, and it's, I mean, decently sized. You know, there's easily a couple thousand between buses and bugs and things. You know, but Southern California for sure is the biggest Volkswagen scene. They do bug out every year in Pomona, California, and there's, I mean, a bunch of stuff down there. What's up, India? Yeah, one of these days I'll get down to Pomona. I've never been there, but it's definitely on my list. Yeah, what's up, Europe? What's up, Mr. E? Yeah, what kind of engine you gonna put on your go-kart? You get a Predator Ghost motor, stick it on there. Yeah, that's how the door opens. Thanks, Blade Runner. I'll be building the 2276cc stroker air-cooled Volkswagen engine. I'm in Idaho, USA. Thanks, Blade Runner. What's up, Ecuador? Thanks, Brad. It's getting there. For sure. Yeah, H Ford, I'm gonna have a lot of fun. I'll be building the 2276 stroker air-cooled Volkswagen engine, rear mount. Thanks, boss. See you later, PCC. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here too. I got things I gotta go do. But I'll see you guys next weekend.